Good afternoon, everyone. I'm calling this meeting to order at 4:03 on January 10th, 2023. Happy New Year again. And hopefully the year is looking upward. While Ed is finishing up the roll call, we are going to put the approval of agenda and the approval of the minutes on hold for a few minutes until we hopefully get a quorum at this meeting. What I'd like to do is just quickly introduce Glenda Christian, to everybody to say hello. She's our new commissioner representing District 5.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
You have your quorum, Sue. Ali just joined us.
Great. Okay. And Glenda, when we get to my president's report, I'm going to have you tell us a little bit about yourself, if that's okay.
Sure.
And we're sorry, again, we're not doing this in person this time, but we'll definitely do it next time. Okay, so now that we have a quorum, why don't we go back to item number 3, which is approval of the agenda for this evening. Does anyone have any additions, changes, revisions, etc.?
No.
Okay, do we have a motion then to approve today's agenda?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Okay, any opposed? All right, now we take a vote. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye. Okay, all right. The agenda is approved as submitted. The approval of the 12/14/2022 minutes. Everybody have a chance to take a look at those?
Yes.
Yes.
Anything we need to change or revise?
No, pretty simple.
No, I
Okay, all right. Can we have
move we accept the minutes from the 12/14 agenda.
terrific and a second?
Second.
And Nick seconded. All in favor?
Hi.
Great. Okay. All right. Reading and correspondence file. Thank you, Edna, for sending all of that out.
You're welcome.
Everybody should have gotten that in their email packet. And if for some reason or other you didn't get it, let us know. We'll make sure that you get a copy of that. All right.
Can we have questions on that?
Do you have questions on that? Sure, go ahead.
What was the deal with the, oh God, what do you call that? The ethics, that whole ethics issue. There was a whole additional item in there about the ethics. I thought we kind of completed all that. I don't understand why it was in there. Edna, do you know?
No, in the reading folder?
I didn't see it.
Oh, no, it was in the agenda.
Yes,
It was someplace.
The
It might have
agenda?
been, it was a PDF in the agenda, I think.
I don't see any, I didn't send anything out that I was aware of.
Okay, well, if it's not an issue, then I'm going to leave it alone, but
Yeah, there's no issue right now as of the second.
okay, fine.
And did everybody get theirs completed and taken care of and all that?
Yes.
We're good. Okay,
We're
great.
good.
Okay, great. All right. All right. Well, now we go to my president's report. I'd like to turn it over to Glenda for a couple minutes here to tell us about herself. And again, welcome.
Okay, thanks very much. I look forward to meeting you all in person instead of on Zoom. I moved from Bodega Bay to Novato this past summer, so I'm new to the area, but like probably most of you, I've been an avid reader my entire life, lifelong lover of libraries. I am a library director in my work life on the East Coast as well as in Napa County. One of my really great honors was from the California Library Association as Librarian of the Year for Literacy.
Whoa.
Literacy is a great interest of mine. Other interests are languages, travel, all kinds of cuisines. I like to mix it up in the kitchen. And I love the Golden State Warriors. That has taken the place of the Boston Celtics in my heart. And that was a big change.
Wow, that's a big leap.
Big leap.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where were you the library director?
And in Napa County, here on the
Napa.
West Coast, yeah, and then on the East Coast in a couple of places.
Okay, so did you know of Lana when you were in Napa?
Who?
Lana,
No,
our director. She was from Sonoma.
no, I didn't.
All right.
Well, again, welcome. We're happy to have you.
Yeah. No
Thank
kidding.
you. Thanks.
Okay. We still do have the 2 openings in District 3, Southern Marin, and we have a flyer up there, and Supervisor Moulton Peters also is aware of the openings. So we're still working on trying to get those seats filled. So we will keep you posted if we hear of any candidates that are a
How
possibility.
are we working to get those seats filled?
Well, we've got flyers up. Stephanie Moulton Peters knows about it. I've talked to a couple of people. If you know of anybody that lives down in that area, that would be great. So we're just, trying to get the word out as much as we possibly can.
And
Yeah.
just to add to that,
Through
Sue,
the Marin City Library too, right?
Yes, and through the Marin City Library, correct. And
That's-
we do have a potential candidate that we have an application for that Lana and I will be speaking with in the next week or so.
Oh,
So
good.
there's a possibility, and that one just came in over the application through the county website. So keep you guys posted on that, how that goes. We'll let you know then.
Good to know.
Okay. With regards to old business, item number 8, we had talked about acknowledging our retirees. And as we know, that whole thing got kind of derailed by COVID. We used to do that nice, we would honor them by reading something about them, and we gave them a nice gift. And as I said, that got put on the back burner. So the plan is we're going to do that at our June meeting, which we do, and we're going to send out a save the date on that fairly soon. So that's how we will honor our retirees. Just so you know, that hasn't fallen off the agenda. Okay. All right. With that, I'm going to turn it new business. I'm going to turn it over to Lana and her team. And Lana, don't you have an introduction or?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you,
great.
Sue. So I wanted to introduce, for those of you who may not have met her, so Leching Chen, you may have met her. She's been with the library system for over 20 years. What's the exact number, Leching? Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
Okay, sorry. I've been in with the library is since December is my 23 years.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Congratulations.
Leching has
Yeah.
such, an incredible
Thanks.
amount of experience and dedication, and she's a core part of our finance, accounting, and human resources team. And we recently got a new member back too. Ahmed joined us within the last 2 to 3 weeks. He was from Department of Public Works, but he previously worked at the library. So we're so happy to have him back. And so Leching had worked with him a long time ago, so she's happy to have her team member back, and we're happy for the support. Leching will be helping cover the financial reports today for Measure A. Leslie Galliani is on vacation this week, and Leching was recently promoted to a new position. So she is jumping in and, diving into our project. So I'm really honored and happy that she's able to join us today for the report. In terms of where we are from our last report. So you'll see if you had a chance to review the financials and projects, not much has changed. So we've been in a busy planning mode, especially for our Nolan Tam interior refresh branch project. We've done an incredible amount of staff engagement and patron engagement. Damon will be reporting out on that during his presentation, but I hope all of you had the chance to take the 7-question survey that we sent out about how folks use our facilities as we work to finalize that project and finalize the decisions to create the plan for the final interior changes that we'll be doing with that project. Other work, we did wrap up a Fairfax Garden project, which was an incredible endeavor and such a beautiful space to celebrate now. So just final little details with that. And as we move forward on larger projects for Corte Madera, there's a lot on the horizon for that, and Damon will be sharing that. So with all that context, just wanted to give you a heads up that not much has changed. So it should be a light meeting for you in terms of looking at the reports. And the first report we'll share is our project report. So you've seen these projects for a number of years. Some of the work that we have is sort of saved over several years. And I'll pull that up, Leching.
Okay, I'll pull up it on.
Oh, I can pull it up if you don't.
Okay.
Okay, give me 1 second.
I think Linda, while Linda's pulling this up, we do this a lot. We usually do this once a quarter and go over the budget. Just
Okay,
so you know it.
thanks.
Thanks, Lana.
Mhm.
Don't have to worry about it as much anymore.
That's right. A little breath of relief for 9 years.
Okay, can you all see that okay?
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
trying to,
A little bigger?
Yeah,
that's better. That's good.
Better?
okay.
Oh, yes, yes,
Yeah,
very
better.
nice.
Okay.
Okay, this is a summary report for the total for fiscal year. Anybody hear me? For
Mhm.
2023, we summed up the professional service, the construction, miscellaneous costs, and DPW labor costs for each project. Those projects for the roofing project for the Novato and the Corto Madera and Fairfax Measure A roofing project will be closer pretty soon. We just had a little bit, the small amount of the invoice need to finish up. Anybody had any question for the total?
Where is the total? I'm trying to scroll this. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay, 2 million. Where, the 2,000,007?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, okay.
So if you want to look for the detail, we had the detailed report to send it to you too. With the packets last year sent out. This one just a summary.
Okay.
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 So
Okay.
we, as Leching said, each one of these projects, so if you see,
Mhm.
Novato Measure A project, you have a corresponding much larger spreadsheet that breaks all of these totals into pieces. So as we charge along in the project, and Nick, you may be really, interested to look at some of those line items. So this is the total summary sheet for the projects. And like I said, you can see it's been spending over a number of years. And for this first project, the Novato Measure A project, this year we're only spending about 7,000. So some of these projects, probably by our next report out, will go away. We'll transition out of those and wrap those up. But you'll be seeing Fairfax Life Safety Project continue, and more to come on that project. If there's no further questions, are we ready to move on to the next?
What was the
document?
measure A? What I mean, basically, what was that money spent on? The getting basically marketing?
Hmm?
Measure A? Oh, that's measure A. I'm thinking measure B. All right, never mind.
Oh,
And
not
measure,
yet, not yet.
not yet.
The measure B is not yet. This is measure A.
I'm curious what the Fairfax Life Safety Project is.
Damon, do you want to weigh in on kind of the high level?
Yeah, hi, I'm Damon Hill. I'm Library Services Manager. And the Fairfax Life Safety Project is basically a fire system. And that's what we put in Novato and Corto Madera to make it code compliant.
Looks pretty reasonable, Damon. I mean, 36,000. That's pretty good.
Well, these are
excuse me, Fairfax 73,000. Okay, got it.
73.
Yeah, and remember, these are actuals and we haven't started the project yet. So as
Yeah.
we get the bills, you'll see that kind of go up. The Measure A Novato project was for the most part, a life safety project. There's some roof and some small things in there, but that's what the life safety cost at Novato.
Okay.
Do we move on to,
Sure.
okay, sources and uses? Let me find that document.
It's all expensive work these days, isn't it?
It is.
Like the grocery store.
No, this.
Oh, this is it. Hold on one second. Just had it. Make this a little bit smaller.
Yeah, good idea.
My laptop is being resistant to my control. There we go. Okay. Everyone see that okay?
Are we at the bottom on that yet or not?
I can scroll to the bottom.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it.
There you
All right.
go.
I don't need it. That's okay. We can go back to where you were.
Okay. Okay, Leching, take us away.
Okay, this report had two parts, two portions. One of them is a Measure A. These are all sum up for all the Measure A from all the revenue from the Measure A. But the another part on the right hand side is for the library, use our operation project, and some of them is donation from the community. So we separated two different expense.
And revenue.
Yeah, and revenues.
Oh, I see.
I see.
Yeah, one of them Measure A is the number is a 2480. See, this side is a 2470. Is our library operation side.
Where are you? I don't know where you are.
Me either.
Here.
So if you see on the left-hand side of the spreadsheet, all in yellow, and this is the same spreadsheet that you've seen before. So since the commission designated a sort of a percentage of Measure A funding that would go to operations and facilities, we designated about $1 million each year. That changed in fiscal year 21-22. So if you look at the left-hand side of your spreadsheet, can you see my cursor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see where I am. So this is sort of our reporting for, this is where we've spent with Measure A funds. And then to supplement the projects, because we didn't have enough with Measure A funding, which is why we're so thankful for the voter support for Measure B. We balanced that to show you the full scope of the project with the items in blue on the right-hand side of the spreadsheet per fiscal year. So you can see we've talked a lot about the Fairfax Garden project in fiscal year, 21, 22, 22, 23. We did get some great outside funding to complete that project. It was a successful shared funding endeavor. So, and when we have additional reserves for salary savings, primarily for salary savings for the last few years, we allocate those funds to support the capital projects. So we'll be looking at that, going forward for our larger scale capital needs. One item I want to draw your attention to is the pink box. So the branch totals, that's for the entire sort of life of the spreadsheet. So going back from 2015, I've mentioned to the commission, our last presentation, we only own 4 of our facilities. So, we invest in those facilities because we own them. Our other facilities are leased facilities. So you could see some of our own facilities have quite a higher investment. And those facilities, due to the life of the facilities.
Okay, now let's refresh me on what we own. I know we own Corte Madero. We own Novato and Fairfax.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and Civic Center.
And we own Civic Center.
Mm-hmm.
Like a condominium or something? Yeah. How does that work?
And Civic Center, a historic, beautiful place. It was just incredible. It's been incredible the last few days with the rain. But we have we're under guidance of the Conservancy. So we are limited in what we can change in that space.
Okay.
So Lana, if there was like a leaky roof or something at Civic Center, does that come out of our budget or does that come out of the county and the Conservancy and whatever for the Civic Center as a building as a whole?
Right.
We're always charged for work. So, if either if it's an outside vendor or an inside vendor. So, we have interdepartmental charges that come back to us for some of the maintenance of other departments helping us with our facilities.
Okay.
Leching, I wasn't sure, is there anything else you'd like to point out for this year, last year?
For this year, we only have one project. It's not started yet. It's called, the Life Safe Cotamidera. That project it haven't started yet, but we already put down the budget. The amount for spending 700,000 for
Is that, did you say life safety?
Yeah, for the Cotamidera. The Cotamidera, not Life Safety, is a HVAC. This one, HVAC
Yeah.
project.
There's nothing there.
So that's line 21. That's going to be
Yeah.
a large project. Damon is going to go into a little bit more detail in his presentation on it.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Okay.
When does Proposition B kick in?
Measure B kicks in the 24-25 fiscal year.
Measure B, 24, 25. Okay,
Mhm.
so we got 20. So, okay, great.
So we still have. 24,
Okay.
25.
Good. Perfect.
So we can transition to show you what's going to look like. Are we ready to move on to our next spreadsheet?
Sure.
Great. Yeah.
All right, so let me get that one.
And then the 5-year project.
Yeah, let me pull it up, Leching.
Okay.
Just finding it.
Now, this is our Corte Madera meeting, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And Stephanie's not here?
No.
Interesting.
Let's
Just
see.
to note, a reminder, Nick, that we changed the format a bit where now we host at one location and then those managers present at a different meeting. So that's why Stephanie's not here. But if we were in Corte Madera, she'd be there.
Okay.
I see.
Leching, do you have, can you pull that one up for me?
Okay, the 5-year project.
Yeah. Leching, we're seeing
Yeah, I'll
your,
open it. Yeah,
okay.
No, not this one. I just need to. Oh, yeah, I opened it already, but I did not. Share. Okay, let me redo it. Okay.
Now, I saw Margaret Catherine someplace, but I don't see her. I saw her in the list. Huh, interesting. Anyway.
Can you see it? No.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Yes,
can see it,
thank
yeah.
you.
You can see it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is for the 5-year project. It's for 5-year projection.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we are in between the 2022-23 and the green one is started. It's more accurate for the green one. For
That's the 4,000,007, 4,000,008. Oh, I see. Okay, got it.
the green side,
19.
yeah. So, and then we separated in 2024-25, we separate the Measure B, what we're going to budget for the Measure B amount for the revenue.
Got it.
So we put the, is under the parenthesis is the revenue coming in.
Yeah, we raised it by 2 million, didn't we? Almost.
Yes, almost.
A year, yeah.
Mhm.
1,000,009.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Great.
Okay. And you had any question?
No.
So the county's projecting 1.5% growth in property taxes. That's what they're projecting based on where they think sales are going to be. Is that where that number's coming from? The 5-year growth?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's what they're expecting then. Okay.
This is just an estimate, but not accurate
Right, right.
until, we are to get it.
Yeah. Those just real estate sales have slowed down a little bit, but they'll come
Mhm.
back.
Yeah.
And so we have a few options, we're so thankful that voters supported, this increase and the renewal. Either is, I think was a big ask in this economy. And so we're looking, we'll do our facilities assessment in the next fiscal year. That will give us a good pathway again on what we need to spend and when. But because we've got this guaranteed revenue for the next 9 years, we can look at different ways to start the work rather than piecemealing it year by year. So we'll be working with, the county on how to best do that once we get the final new assessment of where we are to make the improvements that we need to make.
When are we gonna go, at what point are we gonna go through what those improvements are?
When we get the facilities assessment. So we have a lot of that information, but our last assessment was 2015. So next
Right.
fiscal year, we'll start to have that assessment done.
Okay,
Lana, who does that? Who's responsible for that?
yeah, exactly. Who is responsible for that?
We'll have
David?
to. Well, I think David wishes he had that level of expertise. He does a lot, but we have to either have DPW or Department of Public Works help with the contract, but we'll have to hire a company and or individual to do that work. So
Okay.
putting out a request for proposals.
Okay.
Okay,
I had a question about the salaries and benefits only growing at less than 1%. I know we've had a little bit of trouble hiring and retaining people on the cost side I'm talking about. Is that something you guys look at as well? Trying to get you a raise here.
Well, we did. The county just did support. There were some successful negotiations for the countywide. But in terms of, yes, we, especially during the pandemic, we have had a number of challenges with filling vacancies, but and also retention. It's a countywide issue for us and even, nationally. But now that we've got this guaranteed funding for the next 9 years, we really our scheduled budget meetings are happening this month into next, and we'll be talking with locations about what staffing they need. So we kind of were on hold this year to see if we, what kind of funding place we would be, but there are definitely some salaries and benefits, our planning, they will go up. We hope that we can continue to fill and recruit in a timely manner. So
the 12 million will go up.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been pretty static for the last, in terms of our total number of FTE for the organization for the last probably 5 years.
Because we're understaffed now, right?
We have a lot of vacancies and we're understaffed in terms of meeting our operational needs.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, so this is the best spreadsheet of all.
So anything.
Yeah, so future planning is very exciting. We have a lot of work ahead of us, but thankfully we have the funding to do it.
Yeah.
Well, line 9 looks good. I like it.
Yes, yes, a lot of hard work went into the line 9.
Great.
So if we don't have any further questions, we can transition over to Damon and he'll provide the commission with a kind of overview of what we've been doing.
Terrific.
Fun part.
Okay.
Thanks, Leching, for sharing. your experience.
Yeah.
Very
stop
much.
it.
Good report.
You're welcome.
Oh, there's Damon. What a concept. Good.
So Damon did a little introduction, but for those of you who don't know, Damon has also been with the library a long time. And so he is our really resource for facilities projects. He recently transitioned a few months ago to work more closely with public services in Ramona. But a lot of great work and knowledge sharing from Damon on all of our facilities projects. So Damon, please take us away.
Okay. I started 2 weeks after Leching, so I'm Leching's junior. So last time you might, for those who were in attendance, we last presented this on September. And so we'll kind of update you on just some of the projects and where we're going. So we can go to the next slide and talk a little bit about our signage project. And our signage project, we have a new kind of branding project, and Fairfax in 2016 developed kind of the sign you might notice on the front of their library. And in 2020, Point Reyes put a similar sign on their branch. We've ordered, and we're going to have this sign placed at Corte Madera in the existing spot in that lower parking lot. And then we plan to kind of roll this style of sign and how it fits into our other locations, so people can start to understand MCFL. And we're also ensuring that it's bilingual, so it's welcoming for all. And so this will be the basic design, and then we'll incorporate it differently at each branch. And so then we can go to the Corte Madera highlights. Corte Madera, we talk a lot about Corte Madera. It has a lot of needs, but we've made a lot of behind the scenes progress. And so the two big projects you kind of heard about were the HVAC. So that's the air conditioning, heating system, and then also the ADA path of travel and bathrooms. So the HVAC is out to bid. We had a contractor walk, and so we'll be getting the bids at the end of January and starting to plan out how to, one, see what the price is, and then two, see how to, fit it in. They'll be bidding the HVAC system so we don't have to close. So they'll be providing a number for working at night, weekends, etc. And then we'll be getting a number that shows if you do close whatever amount of time, how much it would cost. So we'll be very, very interested in seeing what those numbers are. 70% of the work is outside and 30% will be inside. So that should happen this summer, fall, and we'll keep you updated on there. The library is paying for that one. The second major project that's kind of moving
Damon,
on.
I want to go back to the HVAC. I think I asked you this question before. Is it going to be gas or electric?
It'll be electric, and it'll be cassettes
Good.
throughout the building. So it's really modern, be efficient. And we also moved the big units that'll be outside kind of behind. We tried to keep them as blocked as possible so people could still look out the window and enjoy the beautiful view there.
Good.
And on the
I'm
ADA,
glad it's electric.
yeah, I think that, it's definitely the way to go. And we'll be taking out the big boiler system that's there now. So another real nice thing that'll happen, it'll free up a lot of space. There's old heating vents that if you've been in there, it makes that little sound when the water rolls through, and they'll get a little bit more storage. So there's some also small benefits by, getting rid of the big boiler system.
Yeah, I've asked you this question before also, but I can't remember all the answers. But is there any expectation of solar? For the electric?
Yeah, I think, as a long-term hope and goal, that would be something to do. The roof, the location's uniquely positioned for it.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a matter of figuring out funding, process, and all those kind of details, which is a big detail, but I think it's something we're really interested in.
I agree.
And we did do the new roof there. So, that you want to do the roof, then the solar. So
Exactly.
We're in a good spot for it. And we are working close with our sustainability team on projects. As I mentioned, kind of this ADA path of travel and bathrooms. One of the other things we're planning for is EV station. So we're working with them and always are looking for grants and opportunities, especially, with federal funding. We've got our eye on it.
Great.
And just real quick on this path of travel and bathrooms. If you've ever been to Corte Madera, it's very inaccessible for people from the bottom of the road. So what's required by code is we need to be able to bring someone in a wheelchair from the stop that's across from Pete's up to the library. And you can kind of see in this photo, the slope is pretty great. So we're going to have to create a kind of a windy slope and also kind of create a path through the existing Friends Garden. This is all being funded by ADA, and we hope the drawings are about 90% done. And the plan, which could fall apart, would be to try to do this in late summer, fall, because obviously you don't want to pour cement on a day like today.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
so we hope to do that. We'll have to see, a few things have to fall in line before there. But this could have a major service impact by redoing, the front entrance. So we're looking at that, what that would look like, and still talking about that. And we also have to upgrade the bathrooms. And so we're going to move from the 2 men, women stalls, and we're in that area, we're going to put in 5 individual stalls.
In the same area.
In the same area, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
And we're also planning for, this is a little auxiliary, but like I mentioned, the EV, and we do have in the plan a drop-off book drop. So if you drive around the corner at the kind of the top of the hill there, people will be able to drive and drop off their books. We're hoping that alleviates some of the congestion. Again, that front part of the library can be congested with people coming, going. And so we hope that will help a little bit and be a service people like.
So it'll be a drive-by drop in for books.
Yeah, kind of at the, where the ADA parking is, how you kind of have to loop around there.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, kind of at the top of the loop at the hill there, we'd put a pad and a book drop so people could just drive by,
Put it in
drop
there.
off their books, and
Okay.
then go on if they don't want to stop by the library, instead of having to double park where that green stripe is,
Mm.
run into the library, drop off, run out. So we think that'll improve the traffic flow a little bit.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, San Anselmo has one of those. It's great.
Oh, good. And so I think those are the highlights, Mayor. We'll keep you updated, like on costs, what's happening, more details once we get these numbers, especially if there's any closure service impacts. But I think the entrance, and it'll really be much more inviting library. So we're really excited about this. We're also excited when other people pay for it. So you'll see, because this will be about $1.5 million,
Mm.
Whoa.
this path of travel and bathroom. So we also have the landscape architect, and we want to make it beautiful. You kind of see there the curb cuts. We don't want to make just the cheapest thing. You want to make it inviting, and so everyone can really enjoy the space. So I think that's Coeur d'Alene, unless anyone has any additional questions. And we wanted to just take one more victory lap on the Fairfax Garden because it's been so popular and happy. Here's just some photos from the October opening and ceremony. This has just been a great project. If you've been out there on a nice day, you see people there all the time. Ramona and I even met out there one day for our meeting. So it's just been it's a great space, the tiles. So yeah, I think that's all we have to say there. And just again, kind of a mention the life safety, probably coming at the Fairfax Library, April, Mayish. We have to figure out the details of it. We just secured the permit to do that work, to do the fire. So again, probably some service impacts, but we won't be closing the library, but we'll have to figure those details out. But hopefully we can do that this spring, but still more to be determined. And then kind of want to go into our future project, as Anna mentioned, thanks to all the hard work and the graciousness of the voters, we get to do a facility assessment and really assess what our facilities need, prioritize. But Measure A, we've kind of done, we've got the money, we've done this project, but to give a holistic look. And you might, if you've been in the branches, the other thing we've talked about last time I mentioned was our Nolan Tam branch refresh project, which has been exciting because it really touches all 10 branches, not just the buildings we own. And so we've had a lot of discussion, a lot of ideas, and we're getting close. We've had some staff outreach, meetings, discussions. We had the architects visit, and then probably the most visible thing you've seen was the online survey and the boards within the branches where people have commented. So we had on the survey, over 1,500 people respond to the English survey, which has just been amazing, much more than I thought. The majority of the survey has been 70 plus, with 55 to 69 in that age group, a close second. But over half the respondents really prefer to have flexibility in their library space. And the majority was to have both seating options with a couch and chair and a work study space. Most of the respondents, actually, this was kind of interesting, visit the library alone. And then the top 3 activities we've learned so far that they happen in the library are reading, work study, and using the library's desktop computers and printing. And then the surveys kind of validated and supported that the library is an important access point for Wi-Fi computers, and people also enjoy our copier and office service items. So that's some preliminary data. We've got to go over a little bit more. Once we get that, we hope to kind of make some final decisions on what type of chairs, what type of furniture best suits the community, and working with the branch managers, and then kind of start rolling out, figuring out where to do this and how to, fit it all in with these other couple projects we mentioned and keep the library going. And we kind of hope and think we can do this all by December of 2023. The survey didn't really ask it, but just to reiterate from the last meeting, we are going to have also some nice outdoor furniture at some of our locations. So I think we want to expand the library into that space as it have been making those decisions.
Will the furniture be standardized for all libraries, or specific to each library?
It'll be specific to each library, but we've kind of narrowed it down. So in some libraries, you'll see similar furniture where it makes sense.
Right.
But it won't be like the one chair fits all everywhere. So some libraries will have similar, some won't. And that's why we wanted to figure out, do you sit there and read in a lounge chair? Do you work? What do you do at the library? What's furniture is going to best meet your needs?
Good.
And so I think that kind of concludes everything. And then we have the thank you slide. So I'll turn it back over unless there's any questions.
No, I just want to compliment you, Damon. As long as I've been on the commission, you've done a great job.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
It's really everyone else kind of supporting.
Well, I know there's other people, but you're the one we kind of react to and
yeah.
we report from.
I get the applause. So
I had a question. I was a little bit confused. I don't know if I got it right. The pathway, the ADA pathway to the library, it's outside, and that's $1 million.
Yeah, the combined, the pathway will be outside and it'll go from the lower parking lot and it'll kind of zig back it out. That's probably the combined total cost of the bathroom and the path is 1.5 million.
Oh, so it includes some of the interior.
Yeah, probably the path is like 900,000, but again, these are all engineering estimates, but that's kind of our working budget. But the path itself would be under $1 million. Probably.
So the concept is to have it curving so that it's easier access. Is that right?
Well, with the code and law, it has to be a certain slope. Right. And so it has, if you go from that lower parking lot, we'll have to kind of go on almost all the way back to the meeting room and then kind of back around because you could only go up so high. Right. And we'll have a rail. So it has to be kind of a long path. And then in the you have a little guess there, Dick. Usually people.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. Usually you see cats, but and then we'll have a path that goes from the existing ADA parking lot through the garden. So there's a lot of cement work, and then a new entryway.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Damon, so much. I just want to take a moment too. Glenda, you chatted with Edna versus email, and I don't think in person yet. So connecting you to Edna here, I think you saw her photo earlier, and then also our Deputy Director of Library Services, Ramona Little Taylor. So just making sure you have those connections as your first commission meeting.
Thanks.
Ramona.
Hi.
Okay.
So I think that's all we had to share with you today. Like I said, we've been busy and preparing to have more expenditures. So you'll see that, in our next report out in April. But just really, I think a lot of exciting things to come.
Absolutely. Great. Thank you to the team for
Thank
that.
you.
All right. Lana, next we have your director's report.
I just wanted to, if you haven't read I think it's the list of 17, just a few accomplishments, to highlight for the library system in my written director's report. To just take a minute. It was great to reflect. It's been a fast year, and like I said in my message, this doesn't capture everything that we've done. This is, we still have our day-to-day impacts that all of you know so well. But it was wonderful to stop and reflect and say, wow, we've really accomplished a lot in a very changing world. So, huge thank you to all the staff and our supporters for allowing us to do that.
Terrific. That's great. Okay. With regards to announcements, item 11, I just want to remind everybody that our next meeting is actually on Friday, the 10th of February from 10 to 12 in Marin City, Sausalito for a presentation for WebStars. So that's a little different than our normal afternoon meeting, and I hope folks can make it. Lana, are we still going to have that one hybrid? Will that be a hybrid meeting also? Do we know?
It can, in February could still be hybrid, and then March will have to be in person.
March will have to be in person, right? And March is South Nevada, but hope you can all attend to hear what our WebStars have been up to, because that should be a really terrific presentation.
No kidding. What time is that?
From 10 to 12.
Really? That's early. Okay.
Yeah. And then if anybody feels like you want to go out for a lunch afterwards, we could certainly do something fun like that too. So we can talk about that as we get a little bit closer, and that might be a great chance to get to know some of our newer commissioners too, for something fun. So other than that, I don't have anything else. Does anybody have anything they want to share, want to add? Sally?
No.
You're muted. Sally, you're still muted. Sally, you're still muted. Okay.
Oh, poor
Yep,
Sally.
muted again. You're good.
Maybe put it in the chat, Sally.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is.
Okay.
There she is.
There she is.
My question was, in regard to Chantel, is there any news on her, if she's still with you, or she has moved on, or what?
Her last day was last Friday.
It was, okay, all right. Okay, well, sorry, I didn't. Thank you.
All right. Well, if we don't have anything else to
I
add.
want to make a brief comment, if that's okay. That calendar was so fabulous that was put out
Yes.
on the California Room, all those old photos. That could be sold. I mean, it's a fabulous calendar. Everybody would want one. I don't know how that would happen, or if there's a mechanism for it, but that's a saleable item.
Yeah, it could be a great fundraiser.
Yeah, it could be a fundraiser. I mean, everybody I show it to, they're just amazed at all those old photos and, what she did to put that together. It's really wonderful.
Thank you. We'll pass that along. I mean, and that, we're so excited that the California Room was able to resume hours. So we're, open, is it 3 hours a day, Ramona? 9 to 12, so people can walk in and access the space. And we hope to, resume full open hours for that space in the next month or so.
Oh, good.
It is such a fantastic collection. It really is. Fortunate. Amazing the amount of things that people have kept over the years and nicely donate them. So it's wonderful. All right. Well, if we don't have any other questions or comments, I will ask for a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting.
So moved.
And a second. All right. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Well, everybody stay dry and safe, and we look forward to seeing you in February.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Okay.
Take
Bye,
care.
everyone.
Bye.